Welcome back to the SCMG Keys to Health Diabetes Prevention Program. I am Timmy Augustine, MSN RN, your lifestyle coach for the program. Today we're going to be doing session 4, Eat Well to Prevent T2. Some few reminders. The session packet will be sent to you via email, and please make sure to complete the post-class assessment to report your weight. We need to report your weight information as part of the program. If by any chance you have not received an email from us along with the packet containing recipes and handouts, please contact 858-499-3511 or email us at scmg.k2h@sharp.com. What questions do you have about our last session? Let's talk about how things went with the action plan you made the last time. I will try to answer any questions you may have. You may write them on your post-class assessment survey in the comments and suggestions questions box, or you may ask it to during our coaching calls. In the last session, we talked about the purpose of tracking, how to track your activity, and you also got a chance to practice tracking your activity. The purpose of tracking is to self-monitor. I hope you always keep tracking of your physical activity, and the goal for us to have will be to attain at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity in order to prevent type 2 diabetes. Now that you have tracked your physical activity, how is it? How was the experience? Did you use an app through your smartphone, or you use a notebook or even a spreadsheet? Whatever you prefer, it has something that you're most comfortable with. Let me know what challenges you have encountered and how you were able to cope with them. For today's session, the following activity objectives will be: at the end of the session, you'll explain how to eat well to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Second is to explain how to build a healthy meal. And lastly, to identify the items in each food group. Eating well can help prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. This specific session introduces the concept of healthy eating. Now, let's go back and try to define again calories. Calories are a measure of energy. We get calories from the food or drinks that we eat. And in order for us to prevent or reduce our risk of type 2 diabetes, we wanted to make sure that we choose food items that are low in calories. If you want to lose a pound per week, you'll need to cut about 3,500 calories each week. And that means you are able to reduce 500 calories per day. And we do have 7 days in each week. And you multiply 500 multiply by 7 days, that will correspond to 3,500 calories, which then translates into 1 pound weight loss. We're going to talk about during our coaching calls individually, what is your weight loss goal? Will it be 1 pound or half pound per week? Which is actually on the margin of a safe and healthy weight loss. Each person or each individual is different, and we will tailor whatever works for each one of you. Let's now go ahead and look at very important pointers in eating well in order for us to prevent T2. Choose items that are low in fat. Fat, fat per gram is equivalent to 9 calories per gram, and that's a lot of calories. And it makes sense to reduce your fat intake because it translates to lower calories, meaning if you are able to lower your fat intake, and therefore there will be lesser calories. Choose items that are low in sugar. That is the second point. Sweet foods can be high in calories, although not as high as fatty foods. So imagine 1 tablespoon of white sugar has 48 calories. 1 tablespoon of butter has 102 calories, which is actually bigger because again, I have mentioned that fat contains 9 calories per gram. Plus, of course, sweet foods make your blood sugar go up. On the third bullet, choose items that are high in fiber and water. Does anybody know what fiber is and what fiber does to our body? Fiber is a type of carbohydrate that passes through our body without being digested. Fiber has numerous benefits for our body. You commonly probably hear fiber as the term bulk or roughage. And fiber has numerous benefits like better cardiovascular health, helping our blood vessels and our heart to be healthier. It could also help digestive health by promoting regular passage of stool. And why is it important also to choose foods are high in fiber and water? Because they fill you up without adding calories. They fill you up without adding calories, meaning you feel full without the extra calories, and therefore your intake actually decreases. Last bullet will be choosing items that are high in vitamins, minerals, and protein. Vitamins and minerals are very important as part of our metabolic processes in our cells, and they have protective effects. And therefore, we wanted those high in vitamins and minerals, food items that are rich in those, to be as part of our regular intake. In the next slide, these are the food items that we wanted to limit because they are known to be harmful for our health and they are connected in terms of making us gain more weight. Limit high those food items in high calories, fat, and sugar. Low in fiber and water. Limit those also low in vitamins, minerals, and protein, which are your processed foods. Now, you might be wondering how to build a healthy meal. And it is very easy. This illustration is your create your plate. And this is an idea coming from the American Diabetes Association. What have you observed in this plate? There is drink, which is water, a fruit, There is an dairy. There is a lot of vegetables, especially non-starchy vegetables. Almost half of the plate. One fourth is composed of your protein, lean protein. I don't see any skin because the skin of the chicken contains a lot of fat. You don't want that to be a part of the healthy meal. Rather, you wanted lean protein. An example in this plate will be chicken. Another portion, which is one fourth of the plate, will be grains, composed of grains and starchy foods such as potatoes. Now, you might be wondering what will be other food items in your participant handout from pages 5 through pages 8. There are numerous suggestions to choose from that will be necessary to become a part of your healthy meal. Again, let's try to review the plate, which is recommended by the American Diabetes Association. Half of your plate should contain non-starchy vegetables, which can include asparagus, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, celery, cucumbers, and so on and so forth. A quarter of your plate will be composed of your grains and starchy foods. It could be 100% corn tortilla, 100% whole grain cereal, brown rice, corn, green peas, oatmeal, potatoes, pumpkin, yams. Another quarter of your plate should be containing your lean protein. It could be your eggs, but limit the yolks. Could be fish and seafood, cod, shrimp. It could be lean ground beef or your choice of turkey without skin or a pork loin. Another part of your healthy meal will be a small amount of dairy. You might want to consider low-fat cheese, um, skim or low-fat milk. A small amount of fruit is another part of the healthy meal, preferably an apple, apricot, blueberry, dates, grapefruit, grapes, oranges, and of course a drink, simply as plain water, which has no calories or low in calories. It could be tea without sugar or a coffee without sugar. These slides are pretty much repeating what I've said in the previous slide, but with emphasis, again, non-starchy vegetables because they are low in calories, fat, and sugar. Most of them are high in fiber and some are filled with water. Grains and starchy foods vary in calories, fat, sugar, and fiber. Most of them are actually healthy grains and starchy foods, which includes beans, brown rice, and oatmeal. Your protein foods are, of course, absolutely, you want those high in protein. They vary in calories, but I do suggest that if you're eating chicken, you try to remove the skin. And you can also have lean meat or maybe a turkey without the skin, and you could also have fish. Your dairy food, you have a lot of choices. Cup of skim milk or maybe a non-fat yogurt. The drinks, since they are high in water, and you wanted water fluids, and it could include sparkling water, lemon water, coffee without sugar. In terms of fruit, you wanted those high in fiber, and a healthy choice for fruit could include an apple, half a banana, or a half cup of your berries. Um, this slide talks about food groups to actually limit. We actually talk about limiting sweet and fatty foods, which are definitely high in calories. And these foods are low in vitamins and minerals, and that is also one of the reasons why we wanted to limit them. Fatty foods, absolutely high in calories, include lard, bacon, and full fat cheese. In this slide, how to cope with challenges. It can be really challenging to shop, cook, and eat well. Here are some common challenges and ways to cope with them. Write your own ideas in the column that says other ways to cope. Check off each idea you try. There are a lot of suggestions. Indeed, on page 9 of your participant notebook, the common challenges with healthy eating are presented, and along with some ways to cope. For example, shopping this way costs really a lot of money and it costs too much. Ways to cope will be using coupons, buying in bulk. Why? To consider buy things during sale. If you have time, then buy probably fruit, veggies and fruits in season. Buy frozen veggies and fruits. Shopping and cooking this way takes too much time. And you might want to consider being more organized or take your kids with you to the grocery store and turn it into a fun field trip. Other challenges that you might encounter will be I don't like the way this food tastes. You could change your favorite dishes to make them healthier. Choose cheeses that are strong tasting and fairly low in fat, such as Parmesan and feta cheese. Choose good quality items. Grill or roast veggies and meat to bring out the flavor. Now let's turn into your action plan journal. Let's spend a few minutes in making your action plan. Keep in mind what worked and what didn't work well for you since our last session. Are there any changes that you want to make? Now that you have learned how to eat well and you have the tools, how will you incorporate them into your daily routine? What foods will you consider to start limiting, and what foods would you include that are actually healthier? Let me know of your goals for this week in particular with eating well to prevent type 2 diabetes. As you make your plan, remember to keep it realistic, doable, specific, and flexible as well. Consider the following. Where will you do it? When will you do it? For how long? Any challenges you might think that you anticipate facing and ways to cope with these challenges. In summary, today we discuss how eating well can help you prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. We talk about how to eat well, how to build a healthy meal, and the items in each food group. Remember, we talk about the plate, creating your healthy plate, which the idea came from the American Diabetes Association. Half composed of your veggies, one fourth composed of your healthy protein, and another 1/4 portion of the plate is composed of your non-starchy vegetables. Again, we would like for you to prevent type 2 diabetes. Do you have any questions about anything we talk about today? Next time we talk about the things you tried at home, including your action plan. I would like for you to try this at home. This is a short quiz of eating well. You are provided with a hyperlink. Just click on or utilize this link to visit the quiz, which is by the CDC as part of a supplement in eating well in our diabetes prevention program. We just finished session 4, Eat Well to Prevent T2. Start to think about what food groups to include and foods to limit. Also, don't forget to keep track of your physical activity. You deserve the credit, all the hard work you have done for this week. Again, thank you for participating in the webinar. Don't forget as well to complete the post-class assessment survey to report your weight and answer some few questions related to the topic this week. I am Timmy Agassin, RN MSN, your lifestyle coach for the Keys to Health program. I'll be giving you a call to check in with you weekly. For any questions and concerns, you can contact us at 858-499-3511 or email us at scmg.k2h@sharp.com.